Come on! Woo! Caught it with a jalapeno on the skin.
How are my eyes gonna choose? Umbrella drinks, it tastes so sweet, but they got
Ooh, what a shot! Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Now on to the video. Alright, this is going to be a short video. I made this knife about a year ago. Try to turn it where y'all can see it. It's kind of like a raindrop pattern, Damascus. I wanted something to be able to use. Deer hunt, cut up wood, whatever. Skin deer, skin rabbits. And I always loved the Damascus for years and years and years. And I went and got me some metal, and just started putting it in the fire and beating it, and finally made it. Well, I put me ordered a set of scales for it, and a few days ago dropped it. When I dropped it, the scales bust, and I can't have that. So they went in a few pieces. So what I ended up doing was I ended up just beating off the other part and then sanding it off and getting rid of it. So you can see where I sharpen it. You'll see the knife. So what I'm going to do is the cedar board that I use, I like it. I think it's pretty. Cedar's not as hard as your some exotics. It's not as hard as, say, a hickory or something like that, but it's real pretty, and it's going to be a lot better. I just want something that don't break. So I mean, I don't use my knife every single day. I use it a lot, but I don't use it every single day. So what I did, I laid this on there and traced around it, and then I can flip it over. As you can see there, I can get another one on there, so I can get two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right down the middle. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to cut it right here. And I'm going to give myself plenty enough room. As you see, I made a little mark right there. So I'm going to give myself plenty of room. And that way, if something happens, I've got extra wood. So I'm going to cut it right down the middle. I'm going to cut it right there. And I'm going to try to make me a set of handles out. This is just a cedar board. As you see, it's 8 foot long, 4 inches wide. It's what I use for my signs. And I love the way my signs turn out, and I think they're so beautiful. So I'm gonna make it out of this. So let me cut that up, and then we'll be back. Okay, let's cut it. It's gonna be loud. So basically, there it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn it like this and let that blade stop. And I'm just going to make sure this is off of that, but I want to give myself enough room. So you got to watch your hands here. This is kind of close, so probably shouldn't even be doing it. So don't try this at home. There it is. Now let me make sure my thing will fit on that. Yeah, see there? So it'll fit on that, and here's my other one I've already drawn on. So it'll fit on that, and it'll fit on this one. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trace that one out on that side, and then we'll get a drill and drill me a couple of holes, and that way I know where I want it at. So let me trace that around there. Okay, so basically what I did is I took these clamps And you can see I've just got the clamps on there, and try to rotate it here. So you can see my hose, and I've got just my regular drill, and I'm just going to put my hose in it right there. So that's basically it. I'll try to turn it this way so y'all can see. So this is, I got 2 holes in it already, so it's not hard. Basically, I'm just going to drill my hose in the wood. Now I got to loosen this clamp up. I just put 2 on it, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide this clamp down just a little bit about to this hole. And I just want it to where it don't move. That's basically all I want, so I'm going to put this one on it and clamp it back down. Not too tight, just tight enough to hold it. And just going to put this one in. And there you go. Now, no matter what, I know my holes are directly where they're supposed to be. So I'll get rid of that, and there's my hose, as you see. So there it is. Now I just got to do the other side. Alright, so here's the other side. And move this off. Basically just hold this on there and screw a hole there. So there it is. There you go. So basically you can see it right there, and I just got a piece of welding rod, brass rod, and I got to cut it off. But you can see how thick that pine, or well, not pine, that cedar is. And so basically there's going to be a lot of sanding. I'll try to show. I can't. There, that's a better view. So I'm just going to, I don't have a bandsaw, or I would cut them pieces right in half. And that's what I would do to cure that. But I don't have that. So, but I do have a sander, and I got time. So take more time to do it with the sander, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to glue them together. I'm going to cut this off using a Dremel. I'm going to cut that off and make me 2 of them. Put them in, glue it together, and then I'm going to pull my pins back out. That way I can work on it with. And then once I get it to do it, then I can cut my pin down just a little bit more. It'll make it easier. Because if I keep the pin in there and I use a sander and I sand down the pin, then I'm going to be heating up the blade, because these will get really hot. And what that'll do, that'll transfer the heat to here, and that'll change the temper of the blade, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to cut the pins, and then once I'm going to glue the wood on there, and then once I get the wood on there and locked in, then I'll leave it set overnight, and then I'll pull my pins back out. Once I get it locked in, I'll pull my pins back out, and it won't be no big deal. That way I can sand it all I want, and then I can take my Dremel and go ahead and recut my pins once I get the shape that I want. So let's get to that. 2-part epoxy here, so I'm just going to squirt out some, just like that. I'm going to do both sides and put my lid back on, and then I'm going to take a popsicle stick and just stir it up. Now this is pretty easy. I'm going to go, I mean, it's not a quick drying epoxy, but I think it's 30 minutes or something like that. So I got a little time between setup, but you want to get it on there. I like a little longer time, but I'm going to let it sit up overnight. So I'm just going to get this on here, put it on my popsicle stick, and then I'm basically going to put it on here, kind of concentrate most of it, but I'm going to go over it all. I'm going to concentrate most of my thick stuff in the middle. And I'm not going to get it on the brass. So, like I said, I'm going to put most of it in the middle. That's pretty thick. That's okay. I don't want it to come off. This is my knife. You know, like the last time, I didn't want it to come off, but it chipped. So, you know, this time I don't want it to chip. If it you know, if it gets a spot in the cedar or something like that, fine. I'll take a piece of sandpaper and I'll sand it off, and that don't bother me. I mean, that's what a knife is. It's not to be. I'm not going to put it up and look at it. I'm going to actually use it. So, you know, but I still want it to look nice. So especially what I'm doing. So we got this one. So basically all it is, I mean, my rods are still in there. So basically, I'm just finding the hose, and it can't sit nowhere else but on the hose. So now let me put me a little bit more epoxy and stir it up. And put my lid back on it and mix that together real good. And I can actually do the knife and just let that sit there so I'm not. So as you see, I'm going to concentrate on putting it in the middle. It'll come out the ends. It'll come out the ends, but I'll sand that off. This has got nothing but time. So that way it's not getting on anything but the knife. So now I'll spread that out, because that's a lot right there. That's a lot. So I want to spread that out. That'd probably be enough to do it. Actually, that was a whole bunch. There it is. It's covered the knife good. I'm still going to take what's left on my stick and kind of wipe it off. I'll use this little extra I got left here, and I don't want to cover the hose. Like I said, I'm going to pull them out. So basically I'm just going to use what I got left right there, done. And the hose can only line up. Once you got the hose done, it's basically kind of pretty easy. You just got to kind of line them up. And there it is. That's together. And let me get rid of this. Gotta get that paper towel. I gotta get rid of the glue on my fingers. So basically, once I get the glue, I want to take these. And I hope it fits. If not, I'll have to go outside. So, yep, I'm going to have to go outside. And, yep, I'm going to have to go outside. So, I'll be right back. Let's go outside. So, basically what I did, I just put it in my big vice grips here, table vice. And then I got these on here. So, I put this one on. It's not really all that tight. And I'll just slide this one on, kind of in the middle. It's not that big of a knife. We'll measure it here in just a second. I don't know how big it ended up being. I really don't. And we'll slide this one on here and kind of put it on the end. Then I'll look for drips. There, I got it. So this is tight on the bottom. I'll give it a little more snug. Tighten this one. That one's kind of loose. So I'll tighten it on there. Got the bottom tight. Got the top tight. I'm not worried about if it does any indentions in the wood. We already talked about how thick it was. So, I mean, I've got to sand off a whole ton. And let's look at the knife. The knife's handle is, looks like about 4 1/4 inches. Yeah, about 4 1/4. The knife blade is, as you can see there, about 4 inches. And overall is about, I'd say, well, it's got to be about 8 inches then. Yeah, it looks like about 8 1/4, 8 1/2. I can't really tell. 8 1/4, 8 1/2, somewhere around there. So you can see it down in there. You can see it kind of down in there. There it is. So I'm just going to let it sit there all night. So we'll come back tomorrow and then I'll just start sanding. But I'm glad to have a handle back on my knife. So basically, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking my Dremel, just with sandpaper. I'm just going over here and I'm just sanding it. I'm just going to sand it down until I get to the thing, and then I'm going to just roll the edges. So I'll try to do it one-handed. It's hard to do this stuff two hands, because I really need 2 hands to use my Dremel. I'll try to show you. It's going to be loud. I'll try to turn it down just a little bit. Basically, you see what it's doing. Just removing the wood and removing that glue. See, I hit that. I really need to have 2 hands. It don't take long to remove it. I really should take my masking tape and cover over my blade so I don't mess it up. But with 2 hands, I'm pretty good at not hitting it. So let me get off here. I've been on here a couple minutes, I'd say. So let me get off here and finish the rest of it and get it down. It's going to take me about 5 minutes. So let me do that and then I'll come back. So you can see it now. It's been about 5 minutes. I turned it over and did this side. This right here, you can see I'm rounding off the edges a little bit. Try to get a good view of it for you. I guess that right there would be a best view. You can see the rounded edges. So I'm just basically rounding off the edges. Getting it down to the knife. Now I got to flip it over and do the other side. And I can basically shape the knife to fit my hand. So it's just trial and error. I put it in my hand. I'll try to loosen it up just a little bit here so I can get the knife out. There it is. So you can see the knife on this side. That's rounded. So I can feel the knife of how I like it. I always put my thumb. That's there. And then when I rotate it over like that, so you can see this side's not done. It's still got the glue. This side is kind of done. So I still haven't got my pins. There's my 2 pins that go in them. I've already cut them off the size, which will be a little bit too long once I get done, but I'll glue it back up once I do it. So I got to shape this up here too. I want to round those off. So let me get back to working on it a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you. Well, now that I got the top, and then I just did the bottom, and I rounded it off, as you see. Now I got to do the top, and basically what I'm doing with that, I'm going to try to lock my phone in this vise. without breaking the screen. There you go. So basically what I'm doing now, turn these lights out of the way. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just taking a little bit of sandpaper and going up here and doing the top. That way I don't hit my blade. And then rounding it off. You see that comes off pretty quick. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just rounding. I'm being real careful not to hit that blade. That's why I didn't put any tape on it though, because I want to be able to get right up to it. Move over a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a fuzz higher than what I want right there. So that's why I got to come down just a little bit. And there are probably faster ways of doing this. But like I said, I got time. Just take my time and get it to where I want it. And the knife fits great. Let me blow it off a little bit. The knife fits great in my hand. I mean, I did this knife. I cut out the things because it feels, that's where I want my hand to go inside. And you can see my hands they kind of gravitate towards those. And they sit right in those divots. So that's kind of where I made it. For my hands to sit right in those divots. Just like that. And then my thumb to sit here. And then I also got it up here to where if I want to get real close, I can put my hand right here in that. And that way it's not next to the blade. So that's the way it is. That's where it's at. Got a little spot right there. I got a hand sand. And I can come back here and just move all those edges off. I don't want none of those edges. Like that. This side's pretty good. Which I don't feel it anyway. But this side's where my tips of my fingers rest, so I can feel that. But I don't feel nothing on this side. This side feels pretty good, and it's rounded off, as you can see. There it is. Now I'm going to put my pins back in and glue those. And they'll go in. Right there, I have to tap them in just a little bit. They'll go in. Not like that. and I'll just tap them in. I'll glue it first. I want to glue them, and then I'll tap them in. But now it's pretty much done. So let me do that, and then we'll come back. So I've got it, the pins glued. Put the pins in, glued them. So I gotta let that set up for several hours. And it says it's 30 minutes, but I'll let it sit for several hours to make sure they are, and then we'll take a punch and kind of round them off and sand them down. So let's let that dry, but I've got it done. You can see it. Sharp. I got a watch. I'm just looking through the viewfinder. And then after I get it done, where I made it with the cedar, I want to spray it with the polyurethane and seal it. Seal the wood. Seal it real good. So we'll let that sit there. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so I've got them done. Mushroomed out. I can't flip it over because I only got one hand. So let's spray it with the polyurethane, see how it turned out. Oh, that's going to be nice. So I got to sit this down, kind of flip it. Well, it's pretty. It's pretty. Hoping I can get it to stand up so I can spray the top and everything. I don't want to use that. Let's use my candle. See if I can use my candle. Yes. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Let me set that back down. We'll let it dry. So let's let it dry and then we'll come back. So I put boiled linseed oil on it to seal it, protect it. And there's the thing I made, by the way. I made that last year too, though. So there's how it turned out. Alright, fits my hand good. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the knife. Like I said, I made the knife last year. You can see on my introduction video, you can see the knife with the pearl handle. So it dropped and broke, and I had to redo it. So there it is. Thank you again.